There is fire on the mountain, and nobody seems to be on the run. There is fire on the mountain top, and no one is running. There is fire on the mountain, and nobody seems to be on the run. There is fire on the mountain top, and no one is running. Gosh, hey NowGem. The problem with there being fire on the mountain and nobody running is that the people who want to run away from the fire are trapped, especially if they are the ones at the back or close to the back. The other issue is that if they're not running, then it gives a false idea of what is happening. Because in actual fact, we take a cue from those around us. Sometimes is that children are usually the victims because they are not old enough to see over their shoulders. So how do we get out of this problem? Because what that means when the children are in trouble is that there is no continuity, or there is going to be an annihilation of the society. People imagine that the weapon of mass destruction is a big ball that's going to burst in their heads. I wish they understood that in fact they are holding it in their own hands. They are, in fact, practically in love with it. Are we beginning to realize that maybe the weapon of mass destruction may just be that lovely thing you cannot do without? I'm not going to call it anything, but just think of the device that follows you everywhere you go. Indeed, there is fire on the mountain of society, regardless of whichever country you may be in. The issue here is that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. So when there is a stampede, it's the people that are at risk, the kids, that get the brunt of it. In every society, there are only two people: the deceived and the deceivers, the followers and the leaders. You think, well, maybe there's something I could do to ease myself out of that place. The issue is that the truth looks like the lie, and the lie looks like the truth. Otherwise, how would everybody be deceived? It means there is some responsibility on us to look beyond the obvious. It also implies that maybe respectable people are telling lies, trusted people are abusing the trust, and the truth is made to look like the lie, because the people who are telling the truth are made to look like they are crazy. Once upon a time, we lived in a society that was cashless. Then suddenly they came on us and told us they were bringing us a cashless society. For them, it's a yo-yo, up and down, carried on back and forth by the waves. The fact is, whether you are deceived or the deceiver, at the end of the day, we are all on the same side. Only the truth can set us free. So in fact, what is the truth? When the society has already touted the Bible as a way of deceiving the world, could it be that the only way out has been masked as a prison? And really, you can't blame us for doubting. So the way out is for you to find the way out yourself. Because when there is fire on the mountain, everybody has to run for their own life. If the Bible said that, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free, does that mean you have to follow a denomination or follow Christ? How do you follow Christ in a world that is so hazy, when religion itself has become a mishmash of all sorts? When the standards keep shifting every day, what do we do? When everything we know, everything we have known, and everything we're going to know is relative. Because even the God you are following changes his rules. First of all, he saved with an ark. Secondly, he saved through a serpent. So many times in the Bible, he has chosen to save through different means. So how do we know the way he's going to come by? In a changing world, you need to find your truth. Because sometimes the poison, the venom, the gift is actually the venom. Because usually the way out is through the locked door. So, brothers and sisters, if you do not knock on the door, how will you know that that is the way out? So, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks to and fro, looking for whom to devour. And guess what? Whether you're rich or poor, up there or down there, lowly or exalted, we all have the same responsibility. Because when Jesus was going, he said, "Do not be deceived." So, the only way out is to be sober and be vigilant, because in fact, the enemy is the devil, and you and I are going to be victims if we are not sober and vigilant. Which makes me question, be happy at all costs. Can anyone be happy at all costs? What is the road to true happiness? Let's walk together, and maybe is to teach you to look beyond the obvious. Until you can see beyond the obvious and read what's behind statements, you are going to be sucked in, just like every other person is sucked in. Because indeed, the road to life is narrow, and few are they that find it. I hope you will be one of the few. Thanks for joining me. NowGem, be free.